All right. Thank you all for coming out today and joining our live Q&A about our magnet program. Um, we are in the midst of our Magnet Showcase Week. So we're doing something a little bit different. We're going all virtual. And again, I want to thank you all for coming out and just talking about our magnet program here at Bel Air High School. Each of you all play an important role, from the community member, the teacher, the parent, to administration. And we just want to get some of your inside knowledge about our program so we can potentially recruit other students to our program. Okay? So I'm going to be moderating today, and I'll just be asking you a few questions. And if you would like to chime in at any question, please do so. First, I would like to introduce everybody. We have Miss Storm Matthews. She is a parent of a 10th grade student here, Michael. He is on the robotics pathway, and he's a blossoming magnet scholar. He's going to do great things. Thank you, Ms. Matthews, for joining us. We have Miss Payne.
You can't forget an upcoming ninth
grade. And we have and she's going to be enrolling her 8th grade son into our program as well for the upcoming year. We have Miss Payne, our art and graphic design teacher. She also has a son at Bel Air. He's a 9th grade student, and she does a wonderful job with the animation and graphic design pathway. Then we have Ms. Dawn Collins, our wonderful school board representative for District 4 and a community partner. She's here with us today, and she will just be talking about the community aspect of it. And we have our wonderful leader, Miss Angela Jones, that will be talking about the administrative aspect of our program. And my name is Jane Sylvie. I am the magnet coordinator. Okay, so we're going to begin. And this is just for anybody to just chime in on. The question I would like to ask you all is, what do you like most about Bel Air? We're just going to jump right in and tell me what drew you into our school. And anyone can start.
Okay, I'll begin. Okay. What I like most about Bel Air is that we have a family atmosphere. Everyone here we consider to be a member of our bingo family, and the teachers as well as the faculty truly love our students.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Jones. Thank you so very much.
I'll jump in. As a teacher, what impressed me was when I came to Bel Air that the care that the teachers have for the students and the extra effort that the teachers put into the students, not only in class, but making sure that they excelled outside of the classroom. So that's something that I really liked, and that was one of the motivating factors for me, not only working at Bel Air, but also bringing my son to come and be a student.
Okay. All right.
In my choosing, as a teacher in the parish as well, you have choice with where you want them to go. And I took a lot of my questions. Bel Air is my neighborhood school, but I took most of my questions to Ms. Collins, and I went and I wanted to hear what she had to say. Because I had a short list of schools, but there were a lot of issues with the other schools. And when she finished telling me the things that were being brought into Bel Air with the new magnet program, that was what sealed the deal for me to bring Michael there.
Okay.
Then I guess I'll chime in as a community partner / school board member. Bel Air has such an awesome team on that campus, great leadership, and the programming is amazing. They've been able to, over the past couple of years of the grant, and some people in community frown on magnet school. Most people don't, but some people frown on magnet. But a $15 million grant is a $15 million grant, is a $15 million grant, is a $15 million grant. $15 million is resources in the schools that they didn't have, period. And so I'm glad that Bel Air and the other 3 schools that are feeders into Bellaire is able to participate in the grant and is doing great things. Robotics, engineering, film. I mean, and it's student produced. It's not okay. The students take the class and then the teachers put it together and say, look at what the students did. They're learning these skills, and I think it's awesome and amazing. So I'm proud of Bellaire. Bellaire has come a long way from a condemned auditorium that you couldn't use to a nice, beautiful auditorium slash theater space and the awesome program. And I'm happy for the progress made at Bellaire.
Okay, I'm going to jump in and just talk a little bit about what I like. And one thing that I really, really like about this school is, especially, I'm going to speak on the magnet component. Ms. Collins, you tapped on it just a little bit about the feeder schools, that we have the opportunity to keep our kids in the neighborhood, and they can go from elementary following certain pathways and take whatever pathway they choose, take that to middle school, continue on, and then they can go to high school with those same pathways. So by the time they're ready to go to college, you know, they're almost experts in those fields, because we would have been training them and educating them on this one specific pathway. And by the time they get to college, you know, more scholarships may be available to them, or different things like that. And I just really, really like what this MSAP grant has done for our school. And I think that I hope that more schools can benefit from this program like we did. I think it was a blessing that we got it, and we're really going to do what we need to do with it. Okay.
And if do you mind if I just touch on the feeder pattern that you mentioned just a little bit? I think is extremely important, and one of the things I've been really pushing over the years of me being on the school board and as a community partner is getting the neighborhoods and the businesses, etc., to be aware of what's going on right here at home, because for too many years our area have been going to the other side of town because they thought they didn't have. And so it's very important for people to realize that in the northeast side of the parish, we have something that should draw you in. So don't just listen to the chatter on the street. Don't just look online at different things. Come to the school sites, and especially speaking to those families who are in the lower grade schools. Even more so, because you're missing an opportunity if you don't, just like Miss Jane Sylvie said, to help your child fine-tune what has been planted in them in elementary and middle. And then if they come through the program in the high school, especially after several years of this programming, and that baby from elementary school does robotics in elementary and middle, and then we can grow even more what's happening at Bel Air, because the children will have the background then to establish to really move it forward. So we have to be forward thinking as community people. Sometimes we get so excited about what somebody else has and we overlook what we have, and we miss that opportunity to build what we have. We'll never have what somebody else have if we keep doing that.
Okay, and I also would like to share with our viewers, you can ask questions. Just type in a question wherever you are. We will be able to see. So if you have some questions about our program, please do so, and we will try to answer all of your questions. Okay, so we're going to go into the portion for our parents, and we do have 2 parents on the line, and I would like to ask you a couple of questions. First, the first question, if you could Miss Matthews, you may be able to answer this better than Miss Payne because she has a ninth grade student. But could you describe a day in the life of your child here at Bel Air, if you can?
Okay. Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, yes, ma'am.
You know, he definitely had a day he would prefer, you know, the A day or the B day. I don't remember which one it was last year. It was whichever one. English wasn't. But he loved going to robotics. He excelled in robotics. He just said it was B day. You know, and there were always opportunities. It seemed like every other day he was coming home. Well, mama, we're going on this college tour to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this, and you know, bringing a field trip form. A lot these opportunities, even as a professional, that I would never have been able to afford him. Even going out of state, you know, to different to different places. And then with robotics, getting to go to they made it to state, and they were supposed to go to Worlds, and that, you know, got canceled because of COVID. And then, you know, he had his baseball camaraderie with the baseball team before that got shut down. You know, so it just, you know, he felt safe. He felt happy. He enjoyed school. You know, there were certain aspects he didn't want to do, certain things he did not take part in, certain times that, like many freshmen, click submit without actually completing the work. But he has a crazy mama, so we went back and did that. You know, but at the actual school building, you know, I could get through to Miss Sylvie. Miss Sylvie, I need you to get with Michael, or I need this, and you know, pull him aside and don't do my baby that. And you know, he had family at school that was going to look after him. He had his school moms that were going to take care of him and make sure that he was good to go, and to make sure that he was successful. And his ninth grade year was very successful. And even with COVID, as hard as this is as a teacher, as hard as this is on kids, it's even harder if you're a teacher and a parent. You know, they're taking care of him like he's their child, to where I don't really have to worry about it at night, because at night I'm dealing with my 140 students. You know, so I'm just very, very grateful for what the teachers and the administration of Bel Air do for my child during the day.
Thank you so much, Miss Matthews. Miss Payne, I'm gonna add a little bit to your question. Could you take us through a day in the life of your child here, but could you incorporate the virtual aspect of it? You know, how Bel Air is incorporating the magnet component, because he is in the magnet program, with virtual learning.
Well, one thing I wanted to say is I was just in the car with my son and I was asking him, I was like, what is it that is causing you to, not that I'm not expecting him to do well, but he's doing exceptionally well this year. He has a motivation for learning that even though he was a good student before, it's just like he wants to do very, very well. He hasn't missed any assignments. He's on it. And so I asked him, what is it? And of course, as a ninth grader, he's like, he didn't have the words to articulate to me what it is. But he is doing so well. And it's not like he's like Miss Matthews said, put in submit, like he's really doing his work and really trying to do his best. And I think it's because even though he hasn't met many of his teachers in person, he knows that they care. And they're holding him to those high standards. And I believe when we hold our students to high standards, they will meet you wherever you set it. And so I think that's one thing. As far as the magnet component, one of the things that I do, and this summer we had a opportunity to work with the students over the summer. And my part was the PBL, the project-based learning. And the administration gave us a project to figure out a plan for how we're going to open back up. How is school going to open back up? And the students were in charge of the ideas. We went through everything from who's going to use what bathroom, what hallways we're going to go down, what did they think should be done as far as student discipline in a virtual learning space. And when we started, the students were like, are they really going to, like, do they really want us to come up with this? And we're like, yes, because you are a part of this community too. The school is not about adults telling you what to do, but we're preparing you to be decision makers, to be problem solvers in the world. So we're going to start right here. And it was amazing how they jumped in and had ideas. And what was great was when the plan was rolled out for the school to open up, some of the ideas that the students had brought up were put in place. And so they could see their work. It wasn't something just to do, just to be doing it, but it was a real world project that they could see played out in the school year and can be proud to say, I took part in that. Yeah, that was my idea to make sure the hallways go this way. And, so it was fun doing that. And it's a different way of teaching, because traditionally teachers tell kids what to do, but now we're reversing that and letting the kids teach us and giving them the opportunity to grow and to express themselves, because when we think about it, they're the future. And at Bel Air, that's how we're expected to teach, is to put these project-based assignments in front of the students and see what they come up with.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Matthews. Yes.
So can I add to that? Because Michael was in Ms. Payne's group, and over the summer, Michael did not want to do any work, but Michael wanted to get on with Ms. Payne. I did not have to fuss about getting on. He was excited. There was ownership. There was, it definitely lit something in the kids about, the responsibility that they legit have if they're going in the building to take ownership of being safe and making sure that they are socially distanced. And so, they kind of held on to that responsibility from the very beginning with the project. And I thought that project was a great way for Bel Air to get the kids to, put some ownership in it. And then, once hybrid starts, be like, it's the kids wanting to enforce it because they came up with it. And so I thought that was a great way for Bel Air to start that process.
Thank you so much for that, Ms. Matthews and Ms. Payne. I really appreciate that. Just from a parent's point of view, we're going to now get into the community. Ms. Collins and anyone, of course, can chime in. But I would like to ask you a couple questions. And my first question is, how has community engagement impacted this school? I know that you have been with this school for a while now. You actually live in the community, Ms. Collins, just a few streets over. So just with the new magnet program that we have here, how have you seen the community engagement evolve over the last few years? And how has it impacted the school?
It's had a very positive impact on the school. People are, just to be honest, when my boys were high school age, they're 24 and they're 23 now. And just to be blunt, one child did go to Bel Air at the time for about a year or so after he messed up his, as some teenage children do. They don't value the opportunity they have before them. He was in a Great Scholars program over at McKinley, played around. Okay, well, you go to your home school. I mentioned that to say that Bel Air was not a first choice, for my family. Like many other schools in the district. I knew what the parents wanted when I walked in the seat because I was a parent of recent high school graduates. And so the community engagement wasn't there because another factor that the fact was so much turn in school leadership. But now, in addition to consistent school leadership as well as program that people get excited about, and that families who have this expectation of high performance for their student can say, "Oh, okay, this is a well balanced campus. We're making sure students that want to have a education in vocational trades and earn a good living in vocational trades. That's on Bel Air's campus. But hey, my child is going to a university, and Bel Air is the right campus for my child too. That definitely has increased the amount of community engagement because we've broadened our scope of folks who are interested in the campus and believe in what is happening at the school.
Okay, thank you so much. And then I just have one more follow-up question. Why did you? I know that you are our school board member, but you also have a business in the community. Why did you decide to partner up with Bel Air? I know is a number of reasons, but can you just pinpoint what was that point where you decided I want to partner up with Bel Air?
Well, one, Bel Air is receptive. I hear often that on some campuses across the parish, not necessarily in District 4, but I hear sometimes when I'm out in the community, somebody say, "Oh, you a school board member? You know, I had this nonprofit organization. I reached out to school such and such, and I never got a call back." And so one key thing is that the campus is open to community partnerships and receptive. And then two, I mean, you know, y'all in my backyard pretty much when the band is practicing on campus, I hear it and I'm jamming on my patio with my little drink in my hand, enjoying the moment, and so definitely the desire to uplift what is right there in my backyard and contribute to the success. So those two things, the campus is receptive to community partners, and I had that desire to be a community partner with my small business, beyond being a school board member, showing different outreach strategies and things of that nature, because my business is government relations and community or advocacy and organizing. So
Thank you so much, Ms. Collins. I really appreciate that. So now we're going to jump in to Ms. Jones' portion where you can talk about how it is the magnet program from the point of view as the school leader and administrator. And I just have a few questions for you. And anybody actually can answer this question, but if you met a parent that was on the fence about sending their child to Bel Air, they were quite unsure, what would you do to sway them to come to Bel Air, Ms. Jones? I think you would have to unmute yourself, Ms. Jones.
There you go. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. I would tell them that Bel Air Magnet High School is truly the hidden gem. We're located on the east side of Florida on Tams Drive. But if you came to our building, you will leave here in awe of what you have seen while you were here. Our faculty truly cares about our students. We offer a customized student learning experience like none other in EBR. What I mean by that is that students have the autonomy to select their pathways, whether it's engineering, robotics, technology, entertainment, music media. We have radio broadcasting. We have TV broadcasting. We also have what we call add-on credentials. They can get it in Pro Start, customer service, food service, wood shop. We also offer sports and football, basketball, girls and boys basketball, soccer, baseball, softball, volleyball. And of course, as Ms. Collins mentioned, we have our award-winning band. So whatever you want, as the song says, you can have whatever you like here at Bel Air Magnet High School. And I take privilege and honor that we have so much to offer our students here. So I would tell any parent that's looking for a place for your child, bring them to Bel Air High School. They will have a sense of security. They will have a parent and student sense of family involvement, where we really truly again care about our students. The kids matriculate from one grade level to another, so they have a family bond. It's not like you're just off by yourself. You can call your peer to help you. I love the closeness that our students have with each other. I like that we are relatable. Anytime Miss Matthews calls, she can call Miss Jones. Miss Jones going to call her back. And not just Miss Matthews, any parent. We're going to make sure that we answer your questions and we work together as a partnership to make Bel Air great.
Miss Silly, you're muted.
I'm sorry. Okay, that was awesome, Miss Jones. I was gonna chime in, but you pretty much said it all. We have so much to offer. Unlike a dedicated magnet, which are great. Don't get me wrong, but we do have a little bit more than some other schools, and we're unique. We're a creative sciences and arts magnet, and we're leading or we're teaching our kids about renewable energy, or we're preparing them for that industry, which I think is going to be a force to reckon with in the future. So I think you said it perfectly. Ms. Jones, I did have a question. How were you able to keep or let me say this, how has the school managed to keep academics and student engagement high during this pandemic? It's been, we're in this uncharted territory. We're seeing our way through, but how were you able to keep the academics on the forefront, student engagement on the forefront during this uncertain time?
As Ms. Payne stated, we involve the students. We call the students in, what Ms. Payne did, through our project-based learning program. And we let the students actually design the pathway or the safety of the school as when you enter the hallways. We did a roadmap of the school, which way we're going to go. Some hallways are one-way traffic. So in involving the students, they took ownership of, when we come back, it's going to look this way in the building. Also, through our media program, through video, we allowed students to write their stories. Not only to write their stories, to share their stories. This pandemic has been hard on adults, but even imagine on teenage children. For some of our kids, this has not been a vacation. It's been a horror story. A lot of our kids depend on the school for their breakfast, their lunch, and at home, unfortunately don't get that. So students were able to tell their stories through writing. Then they also videoed it and showed it through the media program that we offer here, as well as they had a voice, and they still have a voice. Every day through morning announcements, they talk about safety procedures and also the hidden topic, mental health. Because again, that's a big role with our students, and to have an outlet, to have a voice, to say that during the pandemic, I went through this, and how did I overcome that? So we focus on those areas, but most importantly, the students have a voice, and it's their voice that we hear every morning.
Thank you.
Can I say something to that, Miss Sylvia?
Yeah, sure.
In my class, I think the teachers create an environment that's open and safe in the classrooms. And so, like in my classroom, we have a meeting every morning. Every class period, we take like 5 minutes and just meet and just talk. And Ms. Jones, when she said about mental health, we had a discussion the other day, and one of the students was like, this is overwhelming mentally for me. And, I was able to share and be candid that, we do have people that you can talk to. And, even as adults, when we get overwhelmed, sometimes we need to talk to somebody. We go to the dentist 2 times a year. We get our bodies checked out once a year, get a checkup. It's okay to have mental health checkups. And one of the students was like, okay, can you connect me with the counselor? Because I want to talk to somebody. And I think we make it safe so that students don't feel like they're alone and that they can get the support that they need no matter what it is. The breakfast, the lunches, the boxes of food. They're not ashamed because we make it a part of the classroom, so it's nobody's getting picked on, or it's just family. So if you need something, we have it. And that's one thing I love about Bel Air is that we make it student-centered. Whatever you need, ask your teacher. If we don't know, we're going to go to administration and find out what we need to do to get you what you need.
Okay. And I have a question for Miss Payne. I have a question for you. Being a teacher here at Bel Air, can you tell me, and I know you're good with this, how has community engagement or partnership impacted your classroom? You're really good at getting those partnerships. So can you tell us a little bit about how that has impacted your classroom and your magnet students?
Yes, well, I'm a part of a couple of programs. One is Humanities Amped, which basically has trained me in some skills on how to engage the students, like in social justice and just getting them involved in community efforts. And so that has been something that I was so blessed when I came on campus for me to be selected to participate in that program. But out of that, I ended up writing a grant to Cox. And so Cox gave us $2,500 to renovate one of the courtyards on campus that's going to be turned into a performing arts pavilion. But what I'm finding out now is that during this pandemic time, it's going to be a respite for the students, a place where if a teacher wants to take their class out, they could take them out to a nice space, a quiet space, a safe space to do their lessons outside. And one of the things I'm looking forward to doing more is meeting up with other community partners to help us build that space out and then go ahead and do the rest of the courtyards, because if we ask, people will do it. And as we share what we're doing on campus, we can get other partners to participate. And I feel like this, if I think that it's something that I need, I'm going to ask somebody, some corporate officer, to donate, write a check to Bel Air Magnet High School and help us get it done.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Now it's the time for any questions that have been posed by the community. We don't have any online, but I believe Ms. Matthews, did you want to throw something out there, and we can just discuss that topic before we get offline?
Okay. Where'd it go? Yes, I received one. Would Bel Air like to adopt the sustainable community school model at the school site?
Okay, so would we like to adopt that community? Say that again. I'm sorry.
Would Bel Air like to adopt the sustainable community
Okay,
school model?
So can we do you, just for our viewers, we do have a few viewers. Do you want to elaborate on that for us, Ms. Matthews?
Okay. Basically, just making sure that everything within all the needs from within. I have words. I'm sorry. Basically, all the needs that the child has from the community are encompassed in it. So basically, some of what Ms. Payne was just talking about, of bringing in the counselors and having the wraparound supports, and just having more
Mhm.
community based instead of
Right.
forcing everything outside of the
Thank you for that. We're actually in the process of doing that, Miss Matthews, and I do appreciate you for explaining that to our viewers right now, because we're in the process of bringing. It's a slow process, but we are adopting that model. We're in the process of bringing the restorative justice program to our campus, and we're going to roll that out. Rather than fueling that school to prison pipeline. We want to do the rehabilitation here in-house. So that's something that we're doing, and then in the future we're going to be bringing other programs in. So we're going to be educating, or we're going to be feeding in aspects the whole child. We don't have to put them on somebody else, because they are our children. So that we would thank you for that question, viewer. We are in the process of doing that, and I hope that others can see us and see what we're doing here, and it spread. I would love for all the schools to be doing that. So thank you. Any other questions before we head out? And first, before we have any other questions, I want to say thank you again, ladies, for joining me in this live Q&A. I do appreciate it, and the viewers appreciate it. We had quite a few viewers come on, and I know they gained a good bit of knowledge with our conversation today. So if there are no more questions, Ms. Jones, is Ms. Jones asking?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to unmute my mic. I just want to end by stating that at Bel Air High School, we take pride in the closeness that we have with our parents and our students. I want to say this. When you're looking for a high school, please consider Bel Air High School. We have a multicultural professional staff, many holding doctorate, master's, and specialist degree in that content area. We are the only high school in EBR that offers bilingual teachers in every content area. No other high school in EBR can give you that. We offer traditional as well as advanced courses here, anywhere from AP US and World History, AP Environmental Science, AP Human Geography, AP Literature, dual enrollment through the Southern University. So whatever you want, you can get it here at Bel Air High School. So we want to be your school of choice, Bel Air Magnet High School.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jones. I appreciate that. And I think that is a great way to end our conversation. Again, the magnet application period opens October 5th. So if you are interested, please go to www.ebrmagnet.org and apply. Make us your first choice. You will receive information once you apply to Bel Air of how to register your child for the upcoming year. Again, just follow us on Instagram at Bel Air High School. Follow us on Facebook at Bel Air High. And you can follow our YouTube account at Bel Air Broadcast News, where you can see wonderful student-created content on all platforms. So again, thank you all for joining me, and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.
Uh-huh.